I told you that in Jamaica, we heard that a prime minister say that Rasta supposed to be benefiting from the ganja explosion because we were the one.
Yeah, hear me not scatter.
No time for my advice by this program now, so we'll just give it over to the advertisement them. So we're going to take a break. I remember say it's cash pot coming up and at cash pot time. So we want to go back to what we was saying here. We want to play. Oh, we said that already. I'm getting confused, you know. I'm totally disoriented because of this madness. We want to play the tape. She ain't supposed to have it lined up down there, but we don't want to play it yet, as we say, because we know that we don't want the advertisement them to come in between what you said. And we think that it's very important that you listen to it because the man says some things, and him say some things where we don't hear certain leaders or certain party people saying in Jamaica. That is very important. We hear him say something that we don't hear certain people say in Jamaica. Meanwhile, we're going to pay homage to Miss Rita Marley again. You know, she had her 77th birthday. And she's still here with us. So we want to play this and catch your breath and catch your vibes and settle down with brains. You understand?
As far as video, but I'm the speaker. So it's just me.
Oh, it's just you a speak?
Yes.
Okay. You're just you a speak. All right. So, all right, tell the people your name.
Yes. Peace, family. This is Brother Riza Islam. Truly honored to be here with our brother, the Honorable Mutabaruka, and the Honorable Priest Kailash. Again, truly honored to be here again.
All right. Priest Kailash is the one who is responsible for bringing us here. We're going to talk to him later. But I want to talk to you about something very important.
Why do you come to me and say it's true? You know that you was the first jabba. Sun a shine, but it's a fight. No butterfly, sticking on now. River flood, but water's case, yeah. Rain a fall, but not it come.
Things so bad that nowadays, when them just go for holiday. Clad, boot, finna needle gone up. Ice, bread, taxes, water rates. Kerosene oil, gasoline, gone up. And the dollar, the value. The price of bread gone up so high. That we have to agree. To put we eye from bread and all. Don't dumping refugee.
That means not just that the ground is hard, but the times are hard.
Sun a shine.
What is the price? No butterfly, sticking on now. River flood, but water's case, yeah. Rain a fall, but not it come.
Sun a shine.
What is the price? No butterfly, sticking on now. River flood, but water's case, yeah. Rain a fall, but not it come.
Sun a shine, but things go bright. No pot a boil, little no. River flood, but water fierce, yeah. Rain a fall, but don't it off.
Peace, family. This is Brother Riza Islam. I'm sitting here with the Honorable Brother Mutabaruka and the Honorable Priest Kailash. Truly honored to speak to our beloved people, especially those.
Lift your microphone.
Especially those in Jamaica. I wanted to just let you know I was asked about what the United States government has done, and they placed me on a list that the United States government has called the Disinformation Dozen. They basically are calling us terrorists for giving you the truth, giving you the real information about the virus, about the shots, about natural remedies and protocols and ways to protect your immune system, to help the elders, children, women, and family. And so as a result of that, the United States government put me on a list, and they have pushed us all over the mainstream media, CNN, BBC News,
Lucia. So we're going to turn it over to Shane to just rebroadcast that interview with the Prime Minister of St. Lucia. We have a very important guest on the line here, and we're so glad that him took the time in the night to talk to him. He is the Honorable Prime Minister of St. Lucia. His name is Philip J. Fair. Good night, sir.
Hi, good night. How are you?
I am so happy that you took the invitation and you never said too late, because you have to leave tomorrow and that will take too long to call you. So I'm glad to your answer. Thank you very much.
It's actually called to 12, right?
Yeah, it's up to 12. I like how you remind me. All right. So, all right. I told you that in Jamaica, we heard that a prime minister say that Rasta supposed to be benefiting from the ganja explosion because we were the ones who was lobbying for the liberation of the ganja. And I heard your picture come up tonight with the voice, so I don't know if it's you.
Yes.
It was you? I don't remember if it's a year ago. We heard that a prime minister was lobbying for the Rastafari movement to be a part of the ganja bonanza.
Yes.
And it was you, right?
Yes, it was me. I said if ganja becomes legal and it has any economic benefit, then the people who suffered the most when ganja was illegal should benefit from the returns if it becomes legal. Yes, I did say so.
So how is the status of ganja in St. Lucia? Is it decriminalized? People still get locked up for it or go?
Yeah, well, ganja is first of all, ganja is decriminalized in that you can have a few ounces of ganja for your own personal use. You can grow 4 trees for your own personal use. And if you had any run-ins with the law, like if you were convicted for the use of marijuana or ganja, your record could be expunged and a clean record. Then we've gone one step further. We have a committee from the Ministry of Trade that involves people who were advocating for the legalization of ganja. We have them in what is called a cannabis, something of a cannabis organization that is looking to the commercialization of marijuana so it can be used as an export crop for medicinal and other uses. But this is in the formative stages. But in all these steps, we are ensuring that the people who suffer the most are involved in every step, so they can benefit if there are any benefits or when there are any benefits to be derived.
All right. So is there any? All right. Like what is decriminalized? Have you got any? What we call it ganja shop where people can go and sit down and have a good smoke or anything?
No, not yet. But the law says you can smoke. Restaurants can have a special room where you can go and smoke. Where you can smoke in a special room, and there can be a special area in an entertainment place where you can smoke, and you can grow 4 trees at your house.
All right. So, 4 trees.
At your house, yes.
I'm not going to ask you how much you have at your house, so, I don't want to let the puss out of the bag.
Yeah.
But, all right. Ganja, we see all over America. One of the countries that was penalizing people for marijuana is America. Now we see most of the states in America, they either decriminalize it or legalize it. How is that going to affect the forward movement of the ganja business in St. Lucia?
Well, exactly. That is the problem, in that whereas the ganja is legalized or decriminalized by the United States, there is still issue when it comes to the money. There is still issue when it comes to the conversion of money or the movement of the money.
Yes.
And that is the problem. It's almost a paradox.
Yeah, but why is it that the penalization is still there and America opened up the market? As a matter of fact, Canada has legalized it, and we see trade going on between Jamaica and Canada. As a matter of fact, Canada we just import some ganja from Canada. I mean, why is it still a relevant to deal with this ganja thing when most of America is partaking of it? Why you think that is happening?
Well, that is the double standards that I call the double standards. In that it is a matter of say do what I say, but don't do as I do. And and it's the price of being a small country. That's the cost you pay when you're a small country. Are all these paradoxes that exist for us as small countries very unfair. But I guess it's something we have to fight together with. We have to try to convince the bigger powers that, listen to me, we have our rights. We have our rights. We are independent countries, and we have to be able to do what is the best interest of our people. But that doesn't happen all the time because, as you know, might is right.
Yeah. So what is stopping us from moving ganja through the CARICOM area? Couldn't there be a consensus amongst the Caribbean islands, CARICOM, since America is so stringent in it? Why they CARICOM couldn't develop a movement of ganja through the Caribbean?
Because different countries are at different stages in the as far as ganja is concerned. Different countries are different stages. Now, we are a group of independent states, so it depends on each government. In St. Lucia, we did what we had to do. I think St. Vincent has a very advanced program. But we are independent countries, and each government does what they think is in the best interest of their people. So in St. Lucia, we have taken these steps which are different to what steps that are taken in other countries. But you're right. What would have been best for us if we had a uniform position as far as ganja is concerned? That would be the best thing for us.
When you decided to decriminalize ganja, was there a referendum on it, or the government come together in the house and say, all right, this is what we're going to do?
We had a majority in the parliament. We have a 15-2 majority in the parliament. So we did not need a referendum to decriminalize it, no.
And you didn't get any backlick from the church?
Not really, because in the committee that is involved, what we say is that we believe that there should not be smoking near schools. That's something that we should have. Smoking generally near schools. But it was a consensus. Everybody came together and spoke about it. And when we won the election 2 years ago, in fact, incidentally, it's 2 years today since we won the elections. We took the step and took the position of decriminalizing marijuana and expunging the records of people who convicted of marijuana and allowing people to use marijuana for their own personal use in the privacy of their homes, etc. We are the ones who did that, but in the different islands, the church is involved. What we say is that we believe that there should not be smoking near schools. That's something that we should have. Smoking generally near schools. But it was a consensus. Everybody came together and spoke about it. And when we won the election 2 years ago, in fact, incidentally, it's 2 years today since we won the elections. We took the step and took the position of decriminalizing marijuana and expunging the records of people who convicted of marijuana and allowing people to use marijuana for their own personal use. The opposition was spoken to, yes, in the consent of yes.
It sounds like you're saying yes with a question mark.
Who passed the law? You're the ones who went to Parliament and actually changed the law.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying, it sounds like you're saying yes with a question mark. You laugh. Why you laugh?
You know how opposition parties are already. You know that.
Politics is politics. They know where you go. I don't say it go. It's a it go. All right. There are other things that confront Rastafari, not only in Jamaica, but right across the spectre, especially in the Caribbean. There are some archaic law against the Rastafari community that need to be addressed. For instance, locks in schools. Is there something here that is saying that children are not allowed in schools with locks?
No, that's not the case in Lucia.
No, all right, but there's no one here that has ever been turned away because of them locks in St. Lucia.
Not in recent times.
Not that you know of.
Not that I know of. I think in fact, there was a policy pushing for a hair policy at schools. A hair policy where children there would be a certain protocol for children with the hair. Where children can carry their hair. There is a certain protocol. I don't want to be very definitive, but
yes.
I believe it has passed, but I have to check because so many things are happening. But I know children in Lucia can't go to school with the blocks. Children do go to school with blocks once it's covered.
Okay, all right. So we're going to turn to our next subject here, which you brought it up, and that was really so lovely to say it. On the 1st of August, we know it as Emancipation Day. Now, I am told that you are going to make it more than just a day. Explain that to the people of Jamaica and St. Lucia.
Okay.
By the way, did you tell the St. Lucian that you're going to do this thing?
Did I tell them?
You just bust it for me. I mean, you just tell so. Did I let out a puss out of the net?
No, it was a manifesto pledge in the election we won. We put in our manifesto.
Okay.
That we would make emancipation a more meaningful.
Yes.
Because in our manifesto, we said emancipation should not be just a day where you have a holiday and you go to the beach and you get home the next, go to work the next day. We thought emancipation was a very historic day, a day where colonialism was defeated in terms of how we treated our people in slavery, and we thought it should be a day that should be celebrated. In fact, in St. Lucia this year, we have an emancipation celebration, and the theme is enkindling our consciousness, and it runs from the 31st to the 25th of July, and it will run until the 3rd of September. And the big event will happen on the 1st of August, where there will be a drum and dance ritual that is called, and it is called a dance and drum ritual, where there will be something like from the early morning. We will have a ritual where there will be speeches and dancing, commemorating how our forefathers fought for their freedom. And in the afternoon of the 4th of August, there will be what we call a freedom concert from 2 to 7 p.m. in Newport. And on August 6th, there is an event called the Ancestors, the Journey to Freedom, which is a fact-finding adventure and tour of an old estate called Fondo Estate. Then in August, there is also an exhibition of visual arts that starts from 10 a.m. in the morning. Then there will be a virtual panel on the 9th of August, which is the day for indigenous people. And the panel will discuss why reparations for native genocide. Then from August 11th to 17th, it is Inter-American Week for Indigenous Peoples. On August the 12th, Virtual International Youth Day, a hybrid form of youth, students, and reparations. We are trying to bring the whole reparations issue to the fore. And on 12th in Soufrière, there's an emancipation pageant. On the 16th, there's an unveiling of an emancipation mural on Shabbat Student Street. Then there is a virtual Emancipation Month, Marcus Garvey. We're celebrating Marcus Garvey's birthday. I think it's on the 17th of August. Then there are several events in August. Several events in August. And on the 4th of September, there is an event called Black Hair Matters, which is a grounding of our elders in a...
What that mean? What that mean?
It's a display of hair and hair colors.
Okay.
Our hair. It's called Black Hair Matters.
Okay.
These are the series of events that we have throughout the month of August, which was launched on the 26th, and it starts on the 1st of August with a massive emancipation drum and dance ritual and a freedom concert.
What was that freedom council?
A freedom concert.
Oh, concert.
A concert, yeah. Concert.
Okay, all right. So that is only in August. It's 3 months a year. You say,
Yeah. We start in July and August, and then we start in September. We not finalize the program for the week of September, but it starts on the 4th of September with a Black Hair Matters.
Okay. What I would love to hear, though, is more understanding of what led us to emancipation, especially amongst the youth. How did we arrive at emancipation? What were we doing to achieve emancipation? And is it really emancipation? I don't know how you see that.
Yeah, but that is why we have the series of lectures and discussions. There are public lectures, and there's a lot of discussion on the reparation. There is a lot of discussion, particularly for young people. There is, like on the 12th of August, International Youth Day. They have a hybrid forum on youth, students, and reparations. You see, we want to bring the young people into the forefront of what emancipation was and why we needed to get emancipation, and whether we are really emancipated. And that is Marcus Garvey. There's a special commemoration for him. It's a work in progress. As I said before, Emancipation Day was barely a holiday. But since we came into government, we are trying to raise the consciousness of our people to make emancipation give it true meaning as to what it really is and what it really supposed to be.
So would you say that emancipation is what it's supposed to be as it relates to the present day situation?
We are getting there. We're getting there. But slavery and colonialism still has an effect on us. We are still suffering from the issues related to slavery and colonialism.
I was surprised when I came through the airport and I was given a St. Lucian money, and on it had never see the King of England, I see the Queen of England who died the other day. Why the money wasn't changed? It's too early to change the money.
It's not only St. Lucia's money, it is the OECS money. And incidentally, we have one central bank. Now, we held a meeting in St. Vincent last week, and we decided that we are going to be taking off, removing the picture of
the Queen.
Yes, and put our own picture. But you know, it is not something that happened yesterday. It has been around for quite a while, but we are changing. It's been changed. Yes.
2 minutes past 4 o'clock. You're listening to our interview we did right here in St. Lucia, where we are with the Prime Minister, Honorable Philip J. Pierre. And he was gracious enough to give us this interview before him fly out. You know, we take the opportunity last night and we just choose the day and we know more people are alive and well here. We're going to play it again. So we're going to the second part of it, that you can hear what we asked him and what he said about what we asked him. So when is St. Lucia going to become a republic?
Well, in stages. We are members of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Members of the Caribbean Court of Justice.
Yeah.
We got rid of the Privy Council.
But that's beautiful.
The Privy Council is no longer our highest court. So we are now members of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Then that's the step, and the step to be in a republic will be the next step.
You know, I hear you saying this thing, and I'm taking like for Jamaica, me being a Jamaican, and seeing what is taking place in Jamaica, and I'm seeing that the republic that a lot of people want to see, I don't think the people understand what is a republic, and I don't think so the governments of the region realize how important it is to move away, to cut ties and bonds with the British monarchy and the Commonwealth. Because you just talk about moving away from the monarchy and you still have hold on the Commonwealth. It's not a Commonwealth, there's no wealth. Because we still have to have a visa for go to England. I don't know why. What says me about that?
Right. I said I cannot speak for other governments, but what I am saying to you, what I'm saying to you is that we are taking the steps. We came out from the Privy Council as our highest court of appeal. That was a very giant step that we took.
Yes.
That you don't have to go to England again for judges to see whether we're right or wrong, whether the case is so. That was the first step. And the second one is moving to a republic, which I'm sure is going to have at some point.
When you say some point, I mean when the next party come into power. When you say some time, what you mean? I don't understand.
No, when you see, there are some constitutional things that we have to, some grades we have to jump. So you see, the constitution that we have was given to us by England, because we were all
of us in the Caribbean. That is what happened.
Right, exactly. So we became independent in 1979, and it's very, very paradoxical. We have to go and discuss our independence with Britain.
With the colonial masters.
Right. In fact, there are still some countries that are colonies of Britain in the region.
Yes.
There are still some countries like that. But not St. Lucia or for that matter Jamaica. We are independent countries. So we need to take the necessary steps based on the constitution that we have to the constitution that we have to make the next step to become the republic.
Is St. Lucia part of the Commonwealth?
For now, yes.
What you say for now? I mean, like, next year it won't be or it work out. You are hoping that you will win the next election to do it, eh?
If and when we become a republic, then we will no longer be part of the Caribbean.
If and when?
Of the Commonwealth, sorry.
Okay. So you don't see it as part of the getting rid of the vestiges of colonialism by moving. Just like we're talking about republic now. I notice that certain countries, they say the republic, but the whole land and the Commonwealth. Why is that so? I don't educate me about that.
Well, some countries have become republics, but they are part of the Commonwealth. But I don't think the Queen is the head of it. We have
a republic.
A republic. We should be part of the Commonwealth.
But you know that some countries hold on and it still.
Some countries do, yes, some countries do.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to, I want to educate me. Why is it that them still hold on after they declare themselves republic?
Because that's what the government wants, and that's what the people want. You see,
why you laugh? No, wait, hold on. Why you laugh? You have something like your mind. Why you laugh? Eh?
His government has its own.
No, I know, but I'm talking to you as an individual and I'm a Prime Minister, St. Lucia. Yeah. Why is it, would you hold on it? If you seek republic.
A republic, and we discussed our new constitution, and the people decided that we should not, we would not. No. Once the people don't want us to do it, we will not do it. Because, as you know, we have to serve on the people's wishes, on the people's command. And our party is a party that puts people first.
Oh?
Yes.
All right, the last thing, I know I'm going too much things and all, but since I have you here and you're flying away tomorrow and I have you tomorrow, the continuous gun crimes in the Caribbean seem to be like COVID. Everywhere you turn now, you hear gun. What is it that St. Lucia is doing? Because since I come here, I hear about how much killing I hear about since I come down here. Not since I'm here personally, but when I come down here, someone keep telling me about the gun crime amongst the youth them. And we have that problem in Trinidad. We have that problem in Grenada. I mean, a couple of weeks ago, some terrible mass shooting go on. And not to mention Jamaica. What is it that is driving this continuous criminality activities that is taking place in the Caribbean?
Well, it's several things. There is the matter of, first of all, is the easy availability of guns. Guns seem to be easily available. And then it is said that most of these guns come from America. And then the CARICOM Prime Ministers at the recent conference went into a pact to see that America should help in the supply of guns. And Americans have decided that the Americans have agreed, we don't know how it's going to come into effect, that they are going to help us in stemming the flow of guns from America to our region. Secondly, there is also the issue of the trafficking of dangerous drugs. Particularly what they say is cocaine. Dangerous drugs that come through the region as a transshipment port for drugs into America. And thirdly, there is also the glorification of guns and the belief that young people a young man is powerful when he has a gun, particularly when he is a gang. When he is in a gang, which is again is something that we've inherited from North America. So it's a series of problems, a series of issues that have caused us that caused that upsurge of gun violence in the region. A series of issues.
And what you doing as a Prime Minister to Why you don't go to the government of America to deal with it? Why the CARICOM and thing? I mean, I'm afraid of the big guy up there, so why you just go on like, you can't solve the problem by yourself, you know?
In fact, no, we have. In fact, some countries in the region, I think Bahamas, have joined Mexico in bringing the American government to court.
Them go and sue them. The Mexicans say them go and sue them. So what happened to the Caribbean islands? That talk about Bahamas.
Well,
that talk about the big bad Jamaica, Barbados, St. Lucia, Trinidad. You know what I mean? Why is it so difficult?
But we made a strong statement. I don't know, there was a big conference on crime and violence as a public health issue.
Go to them and say, look at, stop the gun thing, or else. I don't know what the or else is, but or else supposed to be somewhere. You laugh. It's or else. Something must be in the or else. I don't know it's what. Look at, I mean, really.
You're right.
You agree?
Because the many of our young people. And also,
really, you agree with what we just said a while ago? The RLs.
I said many young people are getting involved in this drug culture, which is not good for us at all.
No, wait, let me stop you. Mr. Prime Minister, I can ask you something. The whole world are listening to you right now. Believe you me, the whole world is listening. I just make a statement a while ago, say, the CARICOM government must go to America about this gun thing or else. And you say you agree with what I say?
But I don't know what the or else is.
I don't know neither. I don't know neither what the or else is. It's going to have the power, you know. I don't know.
The CARICOM government are lobbying strongly. Are lobbying the United States very strongly. The Caribbean government. They make some strong statements, both after the crime and the crime and violence symposium in Trinidad, and after the heads of government conference, the 50th, the 100th heads of government conference in Trinidad. So we are lobbying the United States strongly. But as for the OL, I can't really help you here.
So why is it that it's only Bahamas siding with Mexico with this lawsuit? Why the CARICOM leaders don't see it necessary to reach that?
Well, you see, I guess the Bahamas was the first. I'm sure other countries will join. But once the law is passed, it will be the same for it. I hopefully, if there is success, because you know, when a problem is seem to be in St. Lucia or in Jamaica, but really it's a Caribbean problem, you know, because all the problems we have are the same, you know, probably on a larger scale in Jamaica or a smaller scale in St. Lucia, or having come to St. Lucia, maybe in Jamaica already. So we are one Caribbean. And I think once you understand that we are one Caribbean, and we begin to prioritize our sides, we begin to treat our problems as one Caribbean, as we started to do in this violence, in this gun situation, we will succeed. But we must understand that we are one Caribbean, no matter how big or small we are, the problem.
We must move in a card, yes. One accord. They must move in one accord.
Yes, and that's why CARICOM must be strengthened, and that's why it's important that we have freedom of movement among the peoples of the region, which should happen in March next year, but we need to resolve the problem of air travel. It's too difficult to get to Jamaica. To go to Jamaica, you have to demand. It's too difficult to get around the region. That is a major problem.
We want to end this, but I want you to just say hi to the person who make this possible. Why say something to him or him say something to you?
Yes, Honorable Blessed Love, give thanks. Honorable Prince Kailash.
Oh, hi, Prince, how are you?
Oh, I'm blessed, my Lord. Give thanks for representing us. As the Honorable is saying, I was telling him of the unprecedented celebration of Emancipation Day in St. Lucia. And he was I would say fascinated, because you know how it is, but he was very complimentary. And as Dr. Rasrain Rose is here with us also, even with regards to the emancipation. We just filmed a panel discussion here that on national television that actually deals with these arguments upon how is it that we're supposed to get through emancipation and all these things. So give thanks for taking the time out to be on that interview, and the people of Jamaica and the rest of the world could actually hear our progress in Jamaica when it comes to emancipation.
Our second anniversary.
Give thanks, sir. Give thanks.
Thank you, please, thank you, and I wish you a happy Emancipation Day, and we'll see sometime shortly in the fall.
Yeah, man, give thanks. Okay, that was the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the Honorable Philip J. Fair, speaking to us. We are in St. Lucia, as a matter of fact. As I said, we're in St. Lucia still. And we really give thanks to him for take time out to do that interview, consider and same must go anyway. This morning, you know. So, yes, and we want to bring in at the region originally when we were starting to him and him get cut off. We want to bring him in later on in the program. So, stay tuned. This is the Steppin' Razor live from St. Louis. The time is 19 minutes past 4 o'clock. We're still there, man. Technical problems. I think say him have something to tell you, you know. And we really want to hear him tell you. So we're going to send to him. We're going to really send to him. Meanwhile, I'm stopping at in between the interview. So you have to know so that ever happen. The microphone, okay? Oversteer. All right. Yes, so you're going to say overweight this already. Faster, right? We are talking about how them put you on a list of people. Where's the FBI? The White House have you on a list of people. All right, I want you to tell the story. Okay.
Peace, family. This is Brother Riza Islam. I know we were cut off earlier, but I'm truly honored to be here with our brother, the Honorable Mutabaruka, addressing Jamaica and others. Yes, the White House placed me on a list of 12 people called the Disinformation Dozen. Is the name. So if you search that up on the internet, you will see our names on all the mainstream media. They said that we were spreading misinformation about the virus, misinformation about the shots, misinformation about what the government was doing and their intention, etc. But it turns out that everything we said was true. And because of that, they called us terrorists. They called us crazy. They took us off of all the platforms. They took me off of Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Clubhouse, and other platforms. And they basically said these people are the ones responsible for spreading over 70% of all misinformation across the entire internet. That's for over 7 billion people.
So they are, you know that them do that. They approach you and say, you have to watch yourself. Them tell Kennedy say, look at this man here. Come like you know, and we're out to get him. You know.
Well, yes, they actually went, it was on national television. So this was under the Biden administration primarily. So Joe Biden and his former, I believe, press secretary, Jen Psaki, came on national television at a press conference, and she announced a list of people. And they said, this is the Disinformation Dozen. These people, you know, from the White House, they came on national TV and they announced our names.
So you are now the Dirty Dozen.
Right.
All right. It's not really that what you talk about, but that is part of the background leading up to the gangs.
Yes.
Now we have been hearing about them for years. The Crips and the Bloods. What has happened to them actually? We don't hear much about them again.
Well, they exist. The Crips and the Bloods, you know, of course, still exist all across America, of course, in L.A., Compton, Watts, Long Beach, but in cities and states all across America. And now, from what I've heard, all across the world in different areas, Caribbean islands, even in Europe, there are certain people calling themselves Crips and Bloods. It was originally created to fight against racism. So CRIP stood for Community Resistance in Progress, CRIP. It was a group of us as a people coming together to fight against racist police, but it changed into something else.
You're 25 for the next draw. Okay, we do have the paper in front of it today, you know, let me hear that. So I would hope that they would have send me it again, because there are places where, trust me, everything topsy-turvy. Okay, so we're supposed to do an interview about Emancifest that will be taking place in Sligoville. We're ready for that yet?
No.
We're not ready for it. All right, we're going to continue talking to the brethren until they're ready for it then. All right, so you were saying that all the Crips them split up and all over the place. And we did ask you, to give us a little feeling of if them still has stroke, if them is as powerful as them was, and if not, what is it that caused them to go down, and what is it that can be done? If them gone down, what is it that can be done in? Okay. Yeah. So what you remember the question, then, right? Remember the question. Okay. So we have on the line the MP for Sligoville, Natalie Nita Edley Garvey, and she's going to tell us about Emancifest, which is happening on August the 1st. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mutabaruka.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so I see you only take with civil great house things and carry Ghana Sligoville.
I don't
take away
nothing.
You take it away. You take it away.
Nobody mix me up, Muta. I don't take away nothing. Sligoville
All right.
is the first free village. That's how our history has it recorded. So we don't take away anything.
But civil was the place where them bury one away. I would get up and take him, carry back to Africa and go back to the door of no return.
Civil is still that place. And civil will cater to...
It was the first capital of Jamaica too.
One whole side of the island will go to civil, and the other side of the island will come up to Sligoville. How
I
about
saw
that?
the slave man and split up the people then. Is that all right? Anyway, look here now.
Everybody them fair chance to be a part
All right,
of
tell
it.
me what going to happen. Tell me what going to happen in Sligoville. What going to happen?
2 days. That's Monday, July 31st, and Tuesday, August 1st. 2 days of full activities, starting from about 10 o'clock in the morning. We have a health fair that is being sponsored by the National Health Fund. We have a kiddies village, which is free to the children all day for both days. We also have various competitions. We have domino, we have sports. We do have a daytime concert with all of the schools in the community, the neighboring communities participating. We have this year, since for the last 3 years, we have been featuring one of our African nations. This year we're featuring Ghana. And I know that IRFM has had its connection with Ghana, and so we're very pleased that you're on board to be a part of this year's celebration. And a few of them are actually coming to participate, and we are very grateful for that. There will be a booth displaying, all things Ghanaian, as much as is possible. Right. We'll have craft, and that craft will feature basket, footwear. Though you don't wear shoes, we still will have some footwear for you.
No. We can't buy it with you. We can't buy it with somebody. Look here. What time it start? Because we know you have a big thing at 12 o'clock.
10 o'clock in the morning, and we go through the entire day. Donkey ride, mellow go round. We go right up into the evening activities. This year we have a church service on the 31st. And then we have a gospel concert with Kevin Downswell and Rola Isabella, Kerry Steele.
Is there a fee?
There's absolutely no fee. It's free of cost. At midnight, we read the Emancipation Proclamation, and we light the bonfire on the hillside.
So want the chocolate tea? You know, no chocolate tea.
We have chocolate tea, we have fritters, Sligoville style, right? That's a little different from the one down at Seville. We can't tell you the secret, though. You just have to come taste it.
You see what I'm talking about? We're not going to divide up the thing now. We are talking about secret in a one place. A secret you are talking about.
No, we're diverse as a people too, you know. We're Africans, but we're diverse in our ways and our traditions and the way of doing things. So we're going to give a little bit of everything. Right?
All right. So that is
Tuesday morning. So
Tuesday morning it starts.
Yeah.
2 days of celebration.
Full day again with the health fair and all the activities right up until we go to a celebrity cook-off. You know what? Come cook for me this year. Come cook, come in, beat everybody, you know. So we have a celebrity cook-off, and we have...
You know, so you tell me for Papi show, you tell me for Papi show, you know.
Not at all, you know. You don't
Me
know
no cook, no, but me no cook or no eat, you know.
The respect I have
Me no cook pork. Me no cook pork. And that you don't want to eat for Emancipation Day.
Because you have a limited time for cooking and pork.
Anyway, we have a limited time to talk to you too. So don't keep up the program. We have a limited time to talk to you. So, all right, so just tell people again, Emancipate. So just say it again because we have to move.
Yeah, we crown the Emancipation Queen. And then we go into the reggae concert. This year we have Queen, and we Africa, we have, Virgo, we have Ioway, and we have persons. Feels me all have love in there this year because I like to go back a little bit of the old, a little bit of the new. Please the palette. This is a family event. Everybody,
definitely,
you know.
Definitely.
They don't move. The children come, the older folks come. They don't move. It's Sligoville and it's for everybody, and we do have a good time. I thank my sponsors wholeheartedly because without them each year it wouldn't be possible. This is the 16th stage in Muta. And that has to be because some people have been very generous to us, like TPT, Airport Authority, Nestle, Separad, Burger King, Honix, the USF. That's the Universal Service. They're giving us free Wi-Fi this year. We want to thank the CDF, the SEC, the Ministry of Culture. We want to thank JMB and Guinness Smooth because we...
All right, Mama. Give time. We have to go. We have to go. Yeah, man. Blessed. Yes. That was the MP for Sligoville, Natalie Nika Edley Garvey, talking about this idea of Emancipate. Right over there in Sligoville. Yes. This is a new one. We know it at Civil Great House. Yes, so you remember the question that I'm asked you, Bridget? All right.
Peace, family. This is Brother Reza Islam again. Brother Muta was asking about the Bloods and the Crips and their influence, and are they still together, how they separated, and what's really happening with them in the world. Yes, Bloods and Crips still exist. Yes, there are a number of them actually doing good work. A lot of them have created organizations. They've created conflict resolution. They've created rehabilitation centers, literacy programs, job centers to help the young brothers to get jobs, to get their credit cleaned up, and to help them to get out of the condition that they were in before. There's a lot of elders now who, went through that at a younger age from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. And they said, we don't want you to do the same thing we were doing. So they've helped them to now come out of that condition and really go back to the true meaning of what a Crip is or original blood, which is to help the community. And now the problem is that the original image of it is now still being seen by people outside of America. So in the Caribbean and Europe, there are a lot of people who still think that the Bloods and Crips all day long are just killing each other when that's not necessarily the truth. They're not seeing the evolution.
In the communities, them now as legitimate ones who's doing legitimate things. That is what you're saying?
Yes, there's a lot of legitimate Bloods and Crips who, known as big homies, originals, who are doing good things to change the condition that that they were in before. They're doing good things to actually make it better. But the negative image is what continues to circulate the planet, inspiring young brothers and young sisters in the streets, in Jamaica, in probably St. Lucia, all throughout the Caribbean, throughout Europe, to say, yeah, blue and red, when no, there's a lot of people changing that now from where it originated from.
All right, we don't have much time still, but I want to ask you, what is it that caused that in a rich country like America, young youth, the youth, them run up and long and kill one another. What do you think caused that? Because if you have time to answer it, you don't have no time to answer it yet. You have to come forward. We have to come forward. Sorry about that here, sir. I tell you, sorry about that.